Welcome back everybody to the channel. Today we got another FSD video for you guys. We are still on version number. We're still on FSD beta 10.69.25.2. Now version 11 has been released to employees, so we should be seeing that come our way in about a week or so. I wanted to get more content out on this version because this is going to be the last version before the full stack release. For those of you who don't know what the full stack release is, right now there's a stack that drives in the city for auto steer, and there's a stack that drives on a highway, which is called Gate on Autopilot, which came out like 3 or 4 years ago. So this new version 11 that's supposed to come out in about a week or so is supposed to combine the two stacks together so that the car can drive itself reliably from the city streets onto the highway without transitioning to the old code, essentially, or to the old stack. I've seen some videos have leaked on Twitter, and from what I can tell, it looks like we have a smoother update this time. The car seems to be driving smoother. One of the coolest features that I saw on Twitter during the leak was that now when you have a disengagement, they're going to prompt you on the screen to send in a voice note to go along with your disengagement so that you can stop swearing at the car. I find myself, when the car does something stupid, I start yelling at my steering wheel like, no, don't do that, or no, stay in the right lane, stay in the left lane, or go straight, or, you know, I'm always critiquing the car, but all of those critiques don't end up anywhere. But now they're going to give you the option of adding a voice note with your disengagement, which will allow us to send in more data for the autopilot team to sift through. If I were a betting man, I would say they're probably going to transcribe the audio that we send in. Nope, it should not have gone to that lane, so I disengaged to keep us in this lane. We're about to exit onto the highway, or go onto the on-ramp, I should say, and we will be making a supercharger stop where I can talk to you guys a little bit more. So how has this build been doing? FSD version 10.25.2 or whatever the version number, it's going to be written below in the description below. This version number we've been rocking with for a few months now, and you know, someone said it got better as the driving, and I would say I saw that. Yeah, it looks like the driving is getting a little bit better as it drives throughout the city. Not by much, it's still making dumb mistakes, but you know, I took a couple days off from using beta, but when I used it, it felt like it had gotten a little bit smoother. It's still making dumb mistakes. Let's see here. We need to accelerate, put our blinker on. Now our blinker should be on already. There it is. And now we're merging in. Okay. Once this car passes here, we're going to get in the left lane. Yep, we could fit in there. Go ahead. Oh, nope, it aborted the lane change. That was, I let it do what it was going to do, but that lane change abort did not look good. It looked like we were drunk. I didn't like that at all. And now the car is passing us. And looks like it's searching for a spot here, and it's probably going to get over to the left lane. There it is. Go ahead and get over to the left lane. That was a smooth lane change. I must admit, although the abort did not go smoothly, at no point did I feel unsafe. I do think it should have executed that lane, the first lane change that it attempted. So I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this version 11 software update for about 3 months now. They've been promising it since about December or before Christmas. The autopilot team has been, you know, I'm sure working super hard to get that out to us, beta testers. And now it's releasing out to employees, and it's leaking a little bit. And from the leaks we've gotten, they've made a lot of major improvements to the underlying neural networks, the decision-making process. I wonder, leave a comment down below if you guys would benefit from me reading the release notes. I know there's a lot of beta testers out there, and they do sometimes take the time to read out the release notes. So if that would be helpful to any of you, go ahead and leave a comment down below that you'd like to see the release notes, and I'll be sure to, when we are driving the new version, to do that for you. So I would say that one more week and we're going to get this update to version 11, and the car, it's searching for its spot. That was a good lane change. Right now we are on navigate on autopilot. Let me increase our speed a little bit to keep up with traffic. One thing I would like to see in the newer update though is incremental speed changes. I think the car should be able to determine what speed it should be traveling in what lane by itself. Ever since beta came out, we have been, I would say it's an intervention, but not a disengagement. We have been intervening. Full self-driving, the goal at the end is for you to go to sleep. Eventually, when right now we're on version 11, so let's just say version 20, you should be able to go to sleep and the car should drive itself. So the intervention of increasing the speed when the car's going too slow, or decreasing the speed when the car's going too fast in a certain, residential area or something, that's something that is definitely on the books for them to fix, and they've yet to fix. So I would like to see an improvement in this category when the version 11 comes out. One thing that I've been thinking about is maybe doing a video describing how exactly this is all happening, how exactly this is all taking place. I did have someone ask me, how is your car driving itself? And if you're not, a full self-driving nerd like the rest of us, like, probably some of the viewers out there, you probably won't know. You probably won't understand what's happening here, the transition to autonomous vehicles. One thing I like about Tesla is their approach. I really like the approach they took to full self-driving, in that they made it almost, the approach they took from the beginning was always going to be profitable. Not profitable, but affordable, right? Because they're using just cameras and a processor built into the vehicle, and they're not looking to use expensive LiDAR sensors and stuff like that. This was always going to be more affordable than the other options out there, and I appreciate that. Some other news that's been floating out there in the full self-driving community is that we are set to get a new hardware upgrade here. Welcome back. As you can see, the car did do a little swerve there. We're looking for it to merge into traffic now. This is the transition from full self-driving to navigate on autopilot, which does have some sporadic behavior. But hopefully the new software update should do something about that. We are getting an error message that says navigate on autopilot is unavailable due to poor weather. That's not a problem. Hopefully we get better low light visibility in the new software update. I just got a chance to look over the release notes for version 11 again, and this is going to be a huge update, guys. It's going to be an exciting one for sure. I can't wait to see what the other beta testers have to say about it. And I can't wait to see the type of videos that they're posting about it. One more week or so, and we should yield here and let this guy in. And we did. That was a good decision right there. All right, so we got about 9 minutes to our destination. I am going to change the route here and take us on a faster one by just turning off that navigation on autopilot. And now, if I just turn that back on, that should take us around to the highway to get to our destination. There's so many great YouTubers out there. My goal is to grow this channel, get better at editing, get better at producing content for you guys. I've been meaning to start a YouTube channel for a very long time now, and this year's the year that we're getting into it. We're gonna produce content, hell or high water. We're gonna post that content for you guys. That should be easy enough. We have a camera, we have a mount, and we have full self-driving beta. We are currently in the Northeast. We're in Massachusetts right now. My goal is to one day produce content for full self-driving beta in a different state. We can definitely do Rhode Island. Once we get this version 11, we can even do interstate travel into New York, something like that. But yeah, I used to live in Texas for a little bit, and I was not producing content back then. And let me tell you, I regret it, because the lane lines were definitely way better drawn out for us. There was less potholes depending on where you live. I was in the valley down south by South Padre Island there in Texas. And, I wish I had made content, but, the past is gone. All we have is now, and we're definitely going to be producing more content for you guys. My hope is to post at least a couple times a week to start off. It's the editing. It's the editing that is difficult, but every new thing that you do is going to be difficult. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And hopefully making this content and posting it for you guys encourages some of you to start that channel and create that content you've been meaning to create. And I think the push for me was watching, some of my best or my favorite content creators start from the beginning with just, a simple video about, hey, this is what's going on. And then now watching them grow their channel to thousands of subscribers, I'm like, hey, you know what? I talk a lot as it is. So, having a perceived audience where I can just talk about the things that I typically talk about to you guys. And, if you're here, if you're still clicked on the video, then you're obviously interested in what I have to say, or you're just bored or something like that. But, I got plenty to say about artificial intelligence, new technologies that are on the verge. It's not just about Tesla here. We can talk about all sorts of topics. So if there's something you want to hear about specifically, I think I got ahead of myself a little bit. I haven't told you guys much about myself. For that, I want to prepare a script. I definitely want to prepare. It looks like our speed is down a little bit. We're about to take an exit. I'm going to prepare a script to tell you guys about myself. I might even make an introduction video and post it to the channel. But right now I'm in school studying to be a software engineer. I'm almost done with my bachelor's degree, undergrad in Massachusetts. And my goal is to be, I want to end up in the machine learning space. I want to be an ML engineer. I love the prospect of AI and how we've managed to get to this point. I've always been passionate about computers and solving complex problems. So it's always been my goal to be involved in computers ever since I was young at an early age. So that's where my love comes from for the topic. That's where my passion comes from, which led me into, learning about Teslas and electric vehicles as a whole. And then, setting that as my goal and eventually achieving that and getting this vehicle. So I'm not going to let it go to waste. I'm going to take this opportunity to share the content with you guys. I realize that I'm in a unique position of having full self-driving beta. I don't know any other person in my immediate circle with full self-driving beta. And I get questions about the full self-driving capabilities of the vehicle all the time. I want to take this opportunity to explain to you guys what we're looking at. I'm going to disengage here. Looks like we did not have navigate on autopilot because of the poor weather. We have just transitioned to the full self-driving stack. So I've just re-engaged the full self-driving beta. We are entering the city. Looks like we have an error message here. Just take care of that in a little bit. Yeah, in this particular spot, the car should bias to the left because we're making a left turn. It usually struggles with that. I would like to see it speed up here. All right. I had to intervene a little bit and give it a little bit of gas. Visualization looks great. It's rendering those lane lines fantastically. if that's a word.
Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.